Carly orders Brennan to fire Josslyn from WSB. Only chance to save romance? Soap operas thrive on impossible choices, fiery confrontations, and the desperate struggle to keep love alive in the face of danger. General Hospital is no stranger to pushing its characters to the brink, and the latest storyline brewing in Port Charles may very well be one of the most explosive yet. Carly Corinthos, never one to back down when her family is in danger, has set her sights on a shocking demand. She wants Brennan to fire Josslyn from the WSB. The reasoning? Carly believes it may be the only way to save her daughter's future and possibly her own romance. But is this decision going to backfire? Could it push Josslyn further into rebellion? Or even worse, sever Carly's already fragile bond with Jason, Sonny, and the men who circle her life? Let's dig deep into the drama, the stakes, and the far-reaching consequences. Carly has always been defined by two roles: fierce mother and passionate lover. Whenever these roles clash, disaster tends to follow. Her children, Michael, Morgan, Josslyn, and Donna, are her world, but Carly's love life often complicates everything. With Josslyn stepping into the WSB's shadowy world, Carly finds herself reliving nightmares of the past. She's seen what Jason went through working in dangerous organizations. She's seen Sonny suffer time and time again because of mob ties. And she's buried too many people she's loved to allow her daughter to get tangled in international espionage and black ops. But here's where it gets messy. Carly's personal life is once again colliding with Josslyn's. Jason's unexpected return from the dead, his secret ties to the WSB, and Brennan's manipulations have pulled Carly into a world she doesn't trust. To Carly, the WSB is a tool for men like Brennan to control, corrupt, and break families apart. So when Josslyn expresses her commitment to staying in the WSB, Carly snaps. Her solution? Brennan must fire her daughter, no matter the cost. Brennan is a complicated man. He's no simple soap villain twirling a mustache in the shadows. He's charming, calculating, and dangerous. As the WSB's newest power broker in Port Charles, he has connections that run deep. Brennan has managed to recruit, threaten, and manipulate multiple players, but his attention toward Josslyn has raised alarms. Is Brennan grooming Josslyn for something bigger? Some fans speculate that Joss is being prepared as a long-term operative, maybe even the WSB's next special weapon. Others believe Brennan sees Josslyn as leverage, knowing that Jason, Carly, and Sonny would all bend over backwards to protect her. If Carly demands Josslyn's dismissal, will Brennan comply? Or will he use this as an opportunity to twist the knife, forcing Carly to make even darker compromises to protect her daughter? Josslyn is not a little girl anymore. She's grown into one of the most fiery, stubborn, and determined young women in Port Charles. Losing Oscar hardened her. Falling for Dex introduced her to a dangerous life she thought she could handle. And now, the WSB gives her a sense of purpose she hasn't found anywhere else. But here's the kicker. Carly doesn't realize that Josslyn isn't just dabbling in WSB life. She's already knee-deep in missions, secrets, and shadow games. Pulling her out won't be easy. In fact, Josslyn's independence could become the very reason Carly loses her daughter. By demanding Brennan fire Josslyn, Carly risks creating a wedge between them that may never heal. Will Joss see it as betrayal? As proof her mother never respected her choices? And perhaps the bigger question, what will this do to Josslyn's romantic life? With Dex gone, could Josslyn's time in the WSB open the door to a new forbidden romance, one that even Carly can't stop? Carly's personal relationships have always been entangled with danger. For decades, her love life has orbited around Jason and Sonny, two men forever tied to violence, loyalty, and betrayal. Jason's return complicates everything. He's no longer just Carly's best friend or her one-time forbidden love. He's carrying secrets tied to the WSB. Carly's demand that Brennan fire Josslyn puts Jason in a terrible position. If he sides with Carly, he risks exposing his own ties to the Bureau. If he sides with Brennan or stays silent, he risks losing Carly's trust forever. Meanwhile, Sonny's presence looms. He knows Brennan cannot be trusted, But he also knows Carly well enough to realize she'll bulldoze her way into this fight whether he helps or not. Could Carly's actions push Sunny back into protector mode, reigniting the Carson flame? Or will her refusal to listen to reason remind Sunny why they didn't work in the first place? In soap operas, love is always war. And right now, Carly's war with the WSB could destroy the very romances she's trying to save. What if Brennan doesn't simply say no to Carly? What if he offers her a deal? Soap villains rarely turn down leverage, and Carly's desperation is ripe for exploitation. Imagine Brennan agreeing to fire Josslyn, but only if Carly gives him something in return. Maybe she has to betray Jason. Maybe she has to bring Sunny down. Or maybe Brennan has his eyes on Carly herself, using her vulnerability to twist her into a pawn. This kind of bargain would be classic General Hospital. Carly would think she's saving her daughter, but in the process, she'd sell her soul. And when Josslyn eventually finds out, the fallout could be catastrophic. What Carly doesn't realize is that Josslyn may already be several steps ahead. If Brennan tells her about Carly's demand, Josslyn could see it as the ultimate betrayal. She might even double down, proving she can't be controlled. Picture Josslyn storming into Brennan's office, refusing to be fired, and offering herself up for even riskier missions. In her mind, she's proving her strength. But in reality, she's walking straight into Brennan's trap. This could also open the door for shocking alliances. What if Josslyn secretly teams up with someone unexpected, say, Anna Devane, who sees potential in her? Or even Britt, if she returns, using her past WSB ties to mentor Josslyn? Carly's attempt to protect her daughter may ironically thrust her deeper into danger. Jason Morgan has always been Carly's rock, but he's also been Josslyn's quiet protector. If Carly pushes too hard against Josslyn's WSB path, Jason might be forced to pick a side. And here's the brutal truth. Jason may side with Josslyn.
Why?
Because he knows what it's like to be controlled, to be stripped of choice, and to live with resentment. Jason may believe Josslyn needs to make her own decisions, even if they're dangerous ones. If that happens, Carly's world shatters. The man she counts on most will be standing with her daughter instead of her. And for Carly, that may feel like the ultimate betrayal. Sunny's involvement in this story cannot be underestimated. While Josslyn isn't his biological daughter, he's been a father figure for most of her life. He also knows better than anyone what a dangerous life can cost. Sunny may surprise everyone by siding with Carly. Not because he thinks she's right, but because he wants to protect Josslyn the way he couldn't protect Morgan. His grief and guilt could fuel his determination to pull Joss out of the WSB, no matter the cost. But here's the twist. What if Sunny's interference backfires, driving Josslyn to accuse him of treating her like Morgan, or worse, of trying to control her just like Carly? The parallels could reopen old wounds and create even more drama. This brings us back to the heart of the storyline. Carly's belief that firing Josslyn from the WSB is the only chance to save romance. But whose romance is she saving? Carly and Jason? By removing Josslyn from danger, Carly thinks she's protecting Jason from impossible choices. But if Jason resents her interference, it could drive them apart. Carly and Sunny? Maybe Carly thinks controlling Josslyn's fate could restore stability, making her more open to Carson's reunion. But Sunny may see it as another example of Carly's stubborn control issues. Josslyn's romance? Maybe Carly thinks she's saving her daughter's chance at real love, preventing her from being trapped in a dangerous world like she was with Dex. But Josslyn may see it as sabotage, not salvation. In the soap world, love is rarely saved by control. More often than not, attempts to save love destroy it. This storyline has endless possibilities. Here are just a few directions the writers could take. Carly's ultimatum. Carly corners Brennan in a dramatic showdown, demanding Josslyn's firing. Brennan agrees, but the price he asks leaves Carly shaken. Josslyn's defiance. When Josslyn learns of Carly's interference, she rebels harder, diving deeper into Brennan's world. This creates a rift that could last for years. Jason's choice. Forced to pick sides, Jason sides with Josslyn, breaking Carly's heart and possibly pushing her back into Sunny's arms. Romantic fallout. Carly's love life collapses under the weight of her decisions, leaving her isolated. Meanwhile, Josslyn may find herself entangled in a dangerous WSB romance with a new character. Brennan's victory. No matter what Carly does, Brennan wins. Whether through leverage, manipulation, or outright threats, he cements his power over both Josslyn and Carly. At its core, this storyline isn't just about espionage or the WSB. It's about family, love, and the destructive power of control. Carly believes firing Josslyn will save everything, but in truth, it may destroy the very relationships she's trying to protect. Whether this leads to a Carson reunion, a Jasm rekindling, or even a shocking new romance, one thing is certain. General Hospital fans are in for a ride filled with heartbreak, betrayal, and impossible choices. In Port Charles, nothing is ever simple. And when Carly Corinthos makes a demand, everyone better be prepared for the fallout.